Just going to have a bit of a run now, see if it works first time this time. The chances of this actually working first time are not high. Let's be honest here. Oh! It's worked first time. Holy sh... It's a miracle. It is a miracle. Alright. I'm on a bit of a time constraint for this one because I don't want to miss as much. I don't want to miss too much of the final day of the Premier League season. But yeah, right. Let's get this one up and running real quick. Usually I let give it 5-ish minutes to let everyone get in, but I don't really think I have the time for that today. So we're gonna get this one done really quickly. So hands on pole position. Decent run from him. Ethan in second, Monty in third. Boater in fourth, Gunman in fifth. The RCZ trying to continue on the form that they had in Fuji. Deco had a week off by the looks of things. He's come back for this one. He's in sixth, Fracas in seventh, which is one of the highest places I've seen a McLaren qualify all season. Yuri in eighth, not a good run of form for him at all. Amy in ninth, Charizard in 10th, Jin in 11th, which just goes from bad to worse for him. Jeddah in 12th, Otto in 13th, 30 in 14th, Steo in 15th, and ESR Gaman in 16th. I think I might just be calling that. I might be calling it ESR for the rest of the stream, but we'll go from there and figure it out. All right. Pretty sure the stream's live. Just going to do one more double check on that before we get going. Stream link. Yeah, the stream link is in there. People want to watch it. People will watch it. Let's go. Is that time of the day again? 4, 5 red lights. There's lights out and away we go here at Laguna Seca. Who's getting a better start? Looks like the answer to that is Gunman and Boater. Both flying off the start where Deco did not. As we got Ethan also to the lead of the race here at the start on the inside in Laguna Seca. Then you got Gunman who's just decided to almost creep right into the back of that Nissan. But he's got himself up in a second off the first. Oh, and that did not look too good behind. Everyone managed to survive that. That would be unbelievably impressive. If so, Fracas went deep. Deco on the inside here had a little bit of a slide, and also Fracas in the foreground, in the background there, just having a bit of an issue. Somehow everyone's alive. Not entirely sure how alive, but everyone is in fact on the track right until now, as Steo is in the gravel. Here at the turn 4 on the first lap of the sprint. Not good news for him whatsoever. Jin's hit the side of Otto. It is an attempt to get by. Yes, now looking to the inside of the up there. This could be potentially awful. 3 wide up the hill. Somehow, all of them were sensible enough to back out of that. Well, they go up the hill now. Jeddah in 11th, Charizard in 10th, 30 at 9th. Charizard looking to add to his win in Fuji. Deco in 7th, Monty in 6th, trying to get on the back of Yuri, who, albeit he started 8th, is already in 5th, so it's a good start for him in this race. So again, he did the exact same in the last sprint race as well. Your Boater in fourth, Gunman in third, followed, so it's two Nissan 18s, followed by two RCZs at the front of this grid at the beginning of this sprint race. And the only thing that changed was Monty dropping a couple of positions off the start. Yeah, just getting into lap 2 now. 1 minute 30 laps. So I think we're doing another 9 or 10 laps of a sprint here at Laguna Seca. One of my favourite tracks is certain. It's just one of those that if you can get this track right, it will reward you greatly. Here comes Kubota, who goes past Gunman. It also doesn't look like Ethan's had too good of a run here either. But Ethan is managing to hold up in front of Boater and in front of Gunman as he allows his teammate to get away just a little bit further. Gunman to the inside of his own teammate. It's not really going to materialise in the corkscrew. We've got a little bit of a fight going on here between Yuri and Gunman even. As they head through the corner after the corkscrew, the inside line now for Yuri. Gunman's going to hold on for just a little while longer as he stays in fourth. We've got, I think that's Monty on the outside against Yuri, currently up in the fifth for a split second. A little bit of contact between the two, but Monty will take that position. And Yuri drops to sixth, Monty up into fifth. Deco looking around to see if he can try and capitalise on this as well. We've got, oh, that looked like Deco was approaching that with a lot more speed than the rest of the grid. That's for certain. It looks like Deco's having a little bit of fun there in the sand here at Laguna Seca on the exit of Prix. Probably shouldn't be touching that too much. The dirty tyres will eventually catch up to you. There we go, up the hill once again now. Hans still in the lead, Ethan in second. Here on lap 3, Motor in third, Gunman in fourth, Monty in fifth, Yuri in sixth. The car we're currently on board with, Deco behind him. Amy in seventh, Amy in eighth, with I think that's Turkey in ninth, who has started to find a little bit of a rhythm in that McLaren. It really hasn't proven too effective for him right now. Deco picking up half a second in the corkscrew. Might drop in behind Amy at the very least. Don't know if Turkey has enough in him to get this. We've got Monty against Gunman. Monty on the outside of here again on the final corner of Laguna Seca. It's again going to give him a good run. Is it good enough to overtake Gunman, who just squeezes him off the track entirely? Gunman maybe caught unaware just a little bit of Monty's existence, and Yuri's going to pick them both off. Yuri has picked them both off here. Or has he? A little bit of a switchback here against Gunman. He's now on the inside of Gunman, going through turn 4, and Gunman's off the track again, and Yuri should be able to take the opportunity this time, and Monty is going to try and follow through the hole as well. Gunman on the inside. Yuri's gone way too deep. Way too deep. He's lost out to Deco as well, who's still got the half second to serve. And Deco's going to the inside of Gunman as they go up the hill, and Gunman is off the track. Gunman forced off the track by Deco there, and loses out a good half dozen positions at the very least, all the way down to Charizard, who might be about to overtake him here in 11th. Oh, that's in the wall. Who's in the wall? It's Deco. It's Deco in the wall after such a good run through 4 and 5. Has got an awful exit of the corkscrew, and he is just the wrong way. He can't seem to get his car the right way. Steered there, VSR still in 14th, Auto in 13th, Jeddah in 12th. Charizard has a penalty to serve. He'll drop behind Jid for the very least. Jeddah shouldn't be too far away. Gunman back up into 9th. Fracas in 8th right now, 30 in 7th. The McLarens are starting to actually head in the right direction. Which is good news for the McLarens. They're both in the top half of the field right now. Amy might be allowing them to go even further. Oh, just about holding the car. That's an impressive save. somehow managed to save that. I'm not entirely sure how she did, but she saved it nonetheless. She got Gunman trying to learn that a launch after fracas now. Monty further up, Yuri very much clear of those, and Bota on the back of just Ethan now, who's closing in on Hans in the lead of this race. Ethan going into this with a 14-point lead over both Yuri and Otto. Well, Otto's name is nowhere to be seen in a sprint race again. We'll see whether or not things are going to alter here in this sprint race. Yeah, the title challengers, one in fourth, one in second, and one not even in the top 8 in a sprint race, which is not how you were going to win a championship. That's a set. That's a setting. The top 3 are looking relatively close, but have a significant gap to Yuri in 4th, who's got Monty behind him in 5th. Amy is just driving on her own as well at the moment. Fracas in 7th. Gunman in 8th, 13 just being overtaken by Gunman in the last lap or so. You know, Charizard is going around the outside of Jin here and gets it right. And gets up in the 10th place. Jin also probably about to be overtaken by Jeddah on the inside up the hill. Let's see if anything happens here. It looked like Jin had a little bit of tyres on the sand there, but somehow still kept the car in check. That is a lot of smoke in the foreground. And somehow no one's dead. Okay, that was a lot of smoke for no reason then. Monty's still closing in on Yuri as well. Front 3. Not really posing much of a threat to each other in the latter stages of this race, or the mid stage of this race even. Actually gonna have a significant more amount than that. I think it might be about 13-14 laps actually. The sprint race here at Laguna Seca. We're about halfway through. So there's still a lot to play for, obviously. Yuri and Monty's still there. Amy against Fracas, Gunman clear of 30, but 30's now got Charizard to follow him up. On the inside goes that Merc 20. And Charizard is having a good run at this. After coming off the back of winning in Fuji, round out the first half of the season, he's starting to move his way back through the pack here in Laguna Seca as well. Otto, the championship runner-up at this point, having a disastrous sprint race. That has honestly been the story of his season so far. He's just never really been able to get going whatsoever in the sprints. He's won a couple of features, 3 or 4 features actually, in the season, but just not really been able to get anything going in the sprints. It's been his Achilles heel. Jin trying to go after 30, but not really close enough to do anything right now. Let's see if we can find anything further up. Fracas is right on the back of Baby, and Monty further forward is even right on the back of Yuri, and there goes Fracas! Fracas onto the sand, and then into the gravel, and onto the sand again! Onto the tarmac, sorry, and then back onto the sand again, and he's lost out a couple of positions. His car off the track. I think Jin just punted 30 through this corner a little bit. 30's not going to complain at holding his position. So, Yuri also having a bit of an issue here. I'm not entirely sure what's happened for a few people here. Yuri must have had a bit of an issue going up the hill. Monty had overtaken him, so Monty's up into 4th. The front 3 are still fighting it out relatively close now as well. The front 3 are actually right on each other. We're actually going to go watch this for the race. For the race lead here. This doesn't look too good on the exit there from Hans, but Hans still has control of this race as long as he can see it. Swedish driver leading his counterpart from Cornwall in this race, and the Spanish driver in third right now. Here comes Bota looking to hang it on the outside of Ethan here. This would be impressive if he can get it done. There's no way he's getting that done. There's no way he's getting that done. Ethan had the inside line and knew that if he could just keep it locked to the inside, he would be able to hold on for just a little bit longer. Close the door and everything of that. It looked like Hand has managed to get a little bit of a gap again. Amy's got past Yuri now as well. Chowdown up in the 7th. As we continue on, we're on lap 9, about to go into lap 10. Just looks like everything's starting to be under just a little bit here. Monty's comfortably ahead of Amy, who's just trying it off Yuri at the moment. Charizard trying to get his name on that fight. 30 and 8 comfortably right now. Gunman nowhere to be seen. Jin having a bit of an exit issue there. And now Frackers is alongside. Is Frackers going to be able to make any sort of move as a result? On the inside now, the final corner. Oh, that's very deep and a little bit of contact there with Jin. And he waits up to let Jin go by. Otto and Jezza fighting for 12. Steele's got a penalty. Deco's just in the middle of nowhere, and ESR obviously had a bit of an issue himself. Still fighting for the lead. Has just got a little bit more of a gap than he had done before. Even closer to Bota than he is to now. We might have had a bit of an issue. What has happened here? Someone's also had a bit of an issue at the back there. I'm not entirely sure who. I think that's ESL having a bit of a problem. And yeah, Hand is off the track. Hand is off the track. He somehow managed to keep his car in a straight line, but it's only been able to manage to keep himself in third. He's dropped from the lead of the race right at the end. We've got one more lap to go after this, realistically. So he just coughed up the lead right at the end, fumbled it. And now we've got to fight. We've got to watch Bota and Ethan fight it through the final lap or two here in the Laguna Seca sprint race. The feature race is going to have to be a one-stop. You can't really make the two-stop work. The tyres don't. Albeit the tyres are a little bit iffy. You've got to, the pit line is too long to make the two-stop work. We've got Ethan and Bota fighting for the lead right now. Bota's trying to hang himself in and about with Ethan. Hans is still there, but he's floundering in third now after his mistake on the lap prior. Got a couple of fights happening in the midfield as well, but everyone seems to be largely spaced out. So we're going to continue to watch Ethan. We've got about 15 seconds left in this race, which means we aren't going to get a 12th lap. It's only going to be 11 here. 21-1 from Hans, currently the fastest lap of this race so far. Is there a chance of a last-minute overtake? No, there is not. Bota is never going to get a good enough run, which means the championship leader is going to extend through the sprint as he wins the Laguna Seca sprint race here in Tier 4. Taking advantage of his teammates' mistakes. He's not going to complain that his life just gets a little bit easier from here on out in this championship fight. Bota gets second, Hans gets third, Monty gets fourth, Amy gets fifth, Yuri gets sixth. That's the next one of his championship rivals, 5 places further back. Charizard gets 7th, 30 gets 8th, Gunman gets 9th, Trackus is over the line in 10th, double point score for McLaren in a sprint race, might be the first time this season. Jin gets 11th, Jenna gets 12th, Auto in 13th. That is not good news for a championship title, championship fighting hopes. 13th is not what you want to see. In that Super, he doesn't even get the chance of a reverse grid pole. He's got a lot of work to do from here. So you have Steel in 14th, Nico in 15th, and the Gibbon in 16th. As we are finishing up with the sprint here. Let's see if we can get up the feature race real quick. Would have been quicker to find America and have it shut down for that way, wouldn't it? Ah, wow. We're doing it this way now. That's the feature. Just having the feature load up and go into it basically straight away. We'll go and figure out who's on what tires as we go through. All right. Let's see if we can get through this then. So, Fracker starts on reverse grid pole. He's on soft. Soft for a gunman. Softs for 30. Mediums for Black Charizard in 4th. They've got mediums for Yuri in 5th. Amy in 6th. Also the mediums. Mediums for Monty in 7th. Mediums for the Nissan in 8th. And the Archie Jenna Boater in 9th. Just even on mediums as well. Jin on mediums. Is anyone not do soft? We've got Jezza here on the mediums as well. Jin on the mediums because Corvette tires are awful. Mediums for Auto. Mediums for Steo. Mediums for Deco. Mediums for Gibber. And as well. That's a very interesting way of going about this. And we are off and running. The McLarens are going to get us away here. Fracas in 1st, Gunman in 2nd, and then we've got Turkey in 3rd at the start of this one, heading down toward turn 1. And Fracas is going to go a little bit deep. Gunman to the inside, and Gunman getting a bit of help from Turkey, which is completely inadvertent by the looks of things. Turkey trying to go to the inside as well. Takes the lead of the race really quickly here, Gunman. Fracas getting a little bit of dirt on his tyres already. It's only been 3 corners. We got Charizard in 4th right now, all the medium tyres afterwards. But yeah, the start, it looked like everyone has managed to survive the start of this feature race. We're on lap 1, gonna go for 40 more minutes. It should be one-stops galore here. It should not be anything extra than a one-stop. The Fracas is trying to chase down Gunman here. Turkey just slipping a little bit further behind. There you go, Charizard, Yuri is going to the inside against Charizard here. A little bit of contact, I think. The last one, the camera angle made it look like will allow for Yuri to just bash it, them just bashing against each other. All the way down the straight, and Yuri's going to get by because of it. I'm not entirely sure what Charizard's doing here. Monty's going to try and fit himself through a needle, but he's gone far too deep. And that'll cost Monty multiple positions, and there goes Monty into the gravel now. And Hans should be able to get through here. Hans, going around the outside, should definitely be able to get through now, and will very easily move himself up into 6th. Maybe just even after that, maybe having a good, maybe have a chance to have a good look at this. They're going up the hill now. Are we going to see 2 wide? No, we are not. Ethan's going to give Amy a little bit of a push up the hill. Amy's not going to be complaining about that, I don't think. Still have a lead, a battle, well, not really a battle of the lead of the race. Gunman has managed to clear Fracas. Fracas has got a decent gap to his teammate. His teammate has got a decent gap to Yuri in 4th. Charizard right behind that, Hans behind that. Monty's got a half-second penalty. Amy in 8th should take that place off of Monty after that half-second penalty. We'll probably won't serve it this lap. Because I'm going to take a guess and say it was probably at his at the corkscrew. Looks like Jezza, Boater is at 9th. You've got Jezza in 10th, just Ethan in 11th, Steo in 12th. Jin in 13th, Otto in 14th, Pearson, Gib in 15th, and Deco, who apparently is just not having a good day of this. Try to make his way through now. Gunman still in complete control at this point in time through the beginning of lap 3. Fracas after that. Looks like we've got a little bit of battle forming here for 4th. Hans is up in a 4th. 13's dropped to 6th. Charizard, let's have a little bit more. Actually, no, no point having a better look at that. Everything's unfolded now anyway. Charizard up in a 5th. 13's 6th. I think Monty still has his penalty from the last lap. Boater trying to get his name involved in this now as well. He will get past Monty as soon as Monty has to serve that penalty. Monty's car looking like the Grim Reaper. Absolutely going around the outside of Tay there, and Tay just looks like a moving chicane at this point. And there goes Boater to the inside as well. A little bit of gravel for the McLaren, and Monty will lose out, especially once, maybe even both positions there with this half-second penalty. It will lose out both positions there with the half-second penalty. 30 up in the back into 7th, and Boater, the big winner, up into 6th. Charizard and Hans are starting to break away just a little bit. Yuri, even more so. Yuri has a really good chance of this if he wanted to gain all those points back that he lost to Ethan in the last race. Then, well, so be it. You've got to take your chance while you have it. Ethan not really making much effort of anything right now as Fracas is in the wall, and it looked like slow motion there. It looked like he was trying to avoid it too much on the outside, then just sliding ever so slightly too much to the inside, and when you get the sand on the inside, it's game over. You're not going to come back from that. The boat is going to come on through up in the 5th now. Yuri up in the 2nd. He trying to fight Monty through, and Monty's getting a penalty for that. Well, at least I think he should, because it looked like he was all 4 over the curve there on the exit. He looked like he's managed to avoid it. Here comes 30. And Monty fighting through the 2nd to last. Monty again just getting a little bit too much of the sand to really pose too much of a threat. It looked like Monty now to the outside. Is he going to get 30 on the outside here? It's still 30's ball game with the inside line. And it is going to stick to that as well, because Monty's got a little bit of sand once again, and Ethan is now the next car up in line. Ethan needs to get himself in front of a couple of cars, because then further forward, you've got battles that don't include Yuri, as Yuri is currently cut as 2nd by quite some distance. Charizard also ahead of Boater. We've got a little bit of tyre squealing in the background there. Oh, we got more than tyre squealing. I think we've got a fracas in the dirt. Yeah, that was just a fracas who got it all wrong again. Sliding sideways and almost tanked himself straight into Jezza. It does have front wing damage now, and front bumper damage as for certain. Somehow Jezza avoided anything there. Gibbon up into fighting for 11th and 12th right now, doing a pretty decent job himself of moving through the pack. He's got past Jin, he's got Fracas in his sights. Otto and Amy, the two Supras, are just not having a good day of this whatsoever. Here comes Jin to the inside of that Mercedes, but Jin gets too far to the inside and has an absolutely atrocious corner and loses out to Deco instead. Let's see if we can find our way any further up the grid with a battle. Ethan is up into 8th now after Fracas's mistake. You got Monty in front of that, 30 in front of Monty and Charizard right in front of the leader. Well, in the lead of this little bit of a train that's starting to form. Here comes Monty, who tries to poke his way through a hole that might just be boxed in instead. It is boxed in instead. Had to back out of that and see if he could try and get the underside of 30, but couldn't. But just taking a look right now and see if things can happen between the four of them here, but they go into the corkscrew and out of the corkscrew as they were. The three at the front comfortably far away from each other right now. You've got Gunmad from Yuri, from Hans on 1, 2, 3. Boater in 4th now as well, who's starting to bring a little bit of a gap now to the rest of this grid. Albeit Charizard having a good final sector there, try and bring himself back within shooting range. Here comes Monty on 30. Monty's got it at the moment, but Terry's sticking his nose on the inside and can't get it to stick. So it'll be Monty up into 6th, Terry down into 7th. Ethan again not finding his way through, so Yuri's gaining back the points he lost as it stands, and possibly then some. It doesn't look like an awful lot is going to happen here up the hill. All starting to space out just a little bit in this fight. Turkey just dropping off the back of Monty now as well, and Ethan's got to go for it. Ethan's trying to go for it, almost side by side there with Turkey, and Turkey is just starting to get himself in a bit of trouble, especially against fighting against these guys around him. Just starting to cost him time. He's just going backwards really quickly here. Again, just a little bit deep in the final corner here for Turkey. Let's see if we can find anyone fighting. Boater's still ahead of Charizard, who's still ahead of Monty. Monty is definitely close enough to this battle to be included though. Let's have a look. Hans is comfortably ahead of Boater at the moment, and catching up to Yuri, because there's the gap that wasn't there at the beginning of the, well, when we saw these two last time. A little bit of dirt being kicked up by the both of them there. Gunmad has quite a considerable lead. This is about as easy as you're ever going to get to actually win a race, I think. But yeah, he's got to get it done. Gunmad is absolutely in complete control of this race. Has to be in complete control of this race as well. He's started at the front, not really been challenged since that point. Enough smoke coming up from the two cars behind again. But yeah, continuing through, Hans is starting to close in on Yuri. This is not good news for Yuri, who needs to end, well, at least 5 points clear, 5 spaces clear of Ethan, just to make sure he hasn't lost any ground at the beginning of the second half of the season here. Yeah, reminder, while we've got very little in terms of what's happened to Yuri. I looked away for a split second and Yuri had been overtaken, but the question is, what actually happened here? Yuri down into turn 3. Oh, he just did not have any sort of... didn't have any sort of speed. That's just weird. That's a weird way of that to go. Maybe he just tried to stop himself from going off the track, but he definitely... It didn't look like he had a snap oversteer or anything of the sort. Just a very weird incident there for Yuri. He's dropped off from second now into third. And just as it gets even worse for him, Ethan has managed to get past 30 now. He's up into 7th in this race. As 30 is going to fight this straight back. Can he get it straight back? 30 with a nice little move up the hill. Does get it straight back. That is a nice little move there from 30 and the McLaren. After what has been not really his most competitive season I think we've ever seen. Definitely would enjoy a good finish at some point here. The people start to filter into the stream now that the F1 is finished. Just continuing on right now as we head into lap 10 of this race, about 13 minutes through. You just don't watch F1. Fair enough. Might be the one person that was in here beforehand then. But yeah. We've got up a few viewers in the process of the F1 finishing. That's why that comment was made. So, 30 still hanging on from Ethan at this point in the race. Looking further forward, you've got Monty and Charizard there as well, trying to fight it out. And then you've got Bota and Yuri. Just sliding their way through the corkscrew, and Yuri's going to get overtaken again. I can't tell whether Yuri's having issues trying to save his car, or just simply trying too much, and then or having issues with maybe with a pedal or brake or something of that nature. Might be screwing with him a little bit, because he is just not. It doesn't even look like he's having snap oversteers at these particular points. He's just off the throttle. But nonetheless, for now, you've got hands from Bota, 1-2 so far. Let's see, mediums for all of the front 3 runners, front 4, 5, 6 runners even, because the next one on the softs is 30. And then Fracas as well. We'll see whether or not things are going to unfold a little bit differently here for the soft tyre runners. If I'm at McLaren, I'm just trying softs off the bait, see if I can make it work. Auto, again, is just having an absolute nightmare. Goodman's moved on to a medium tyre now as well. He's at 13th, ahead of Gibada, who hasn't pitted yet, and neither is Theo. So those two are considered officially one pit stop behind the lead of this race. Everyone else within a pit stop at Laguna Seca of Goodman at the start. Let's see if we can find any actual battles. Fracas versus Jeddah, not that far away from each other at this point in time. But right now, Fracas has just not got enough pace to realistically get after Jeddah here. He's also got a battle just in front here, I think. 30 and Monty. Let's see if these McLarens actually do what they're meant to do. Well, not playing enough. Oh no, they're not. Oh Jesus Christ, that might be their issue actually. Only doing it for the 3rd gear. So it turns out that the McLaren don't actually know how to shift the McLaren, which is probably not a good thing to be figuring out 4 or 5 races into the season, if not later. Ethan's still trying to get himself through. Charizard's still here as well. Yuri against Boater. Still a relatively fresh battle. Boater's got in front of him for the moment in time, but Yuri's going to try and fight it back. Yeah, we're currently second. We're currently watching seventh battle for second. Gunman had already pit. I love it when I'm trying to send a message in Discord as well, and then my Discord decides to just close. That's beautiful. But yeah, it's just not happening for Yuri right now. Yuri's had a couple of mistakes, quite big mistakes in this race so far. Has dropped him off the back of what was the lead at the... Well, when he was trying to get closer to Gunman than Boater. Earlier on, those two flip positions had as well. Of course. I have my phone in front of me just in case something's going wrong. If someone needs to get a hold of me or something, at that point I have my phone directly in front of me. Yeah. Looks like we've got a bigger battle going through the midfield. Fracas finally got past Jezza after what feels like a decade of fighting. Jezza starting to lose a little bit of time here to Deco. As well. Deco's just not been getting it going here in Laguna. Which is weird because you would have thought that that Porsche would have had a bit of speed around here. This is just not come to fruition at all. Even less so for your Corvettes, who are just not having a good day at the office, full stop. So, Gunman went on lap 10 for his soft tyres. The medium tyre runners are still out. They're rather intrigued as to how many laps they're going to be doing on this medium tyre. It still looks like Deco is trying to close in here. He's got it's rear tyre versus front tyre. The battle between Jezza and Deco here. It looks like Deco is starting to close in. It's having a bit more of an effect than we're on Jezza at this point in time. Jezza's going to hold on into the corkscrew. We've got a problem. That was a lot of tyre screeching there. Somehow not a problem for anyone. So, Yuri now followed up by Charizard as Ethan now goes into the pits. Boater is quite in the distance. Sad changed rather quickly. Fracas also now into the pits on lap 15. Yeah, Boater is closing in on hands as well, actually, right now. So Boater, once again, second week in a row, has a ton of pace on him, but trailing someone with a better strategy at this point in time. We'll see whether or not things will change. Boater outdone by Charizard at Fuji by the smallest of margins. I think in the end, for those who haven't watched that yet, bit spoiler, but Charizard just about held on after Boater went a bit deep in the final corner when one good exit probably would have given him a shot at winning down the home straight, but it wasn't to be for Boater, and he's currently sat in second right now as well, so we'll see if it's meant to be in this race as well. Charizard now into the pits off of his medium tyres. Yuri still in third, but absolutely nowhere near the front two. Turning into the pits off his soft tyres. Monty stays out. Deco staying out. Jezza staying out as well. Gunman obviously pitted earlier on in this race. He pitted on lap 10, so he's done his one stop for the race. We will see if anyone around him is actually coming out in front of him. Because he is still the net leader of this race. Everyone on a one stop. So it's a case of how well has he been doing on these medium tyres compared to everyone else. He's ahead of Turkey and he's ahead of Charizard, so he's definitely still in the top 4. Currently up to 7th right now. Woods commandingly in the lead beforehand. Everyone is just spread all the way out right now. No real battles going on whatsoever. I think we'll have to see when everyone comes in for their pit stops how close everyone actually is. Looks like Hans is going to be the next one in for his stop. So, this is the interesting one. Hans was second, Gunmad was first. How far is Gunmad going to head out ahead of Hans if he is at all? Yuri now into the pits as well to see if he gets out in front of Charizard. Monty now into the pits. Oh, so realistically take a look when also Jez has got no fuel compared to the rest of the grid. 35% for Monty and 14 for Jezza. It's an interesting conundrum there. Boat almost went too deep into the sand there. Almost causing more issues than anything else. So Hans is on a soft tyre, and there's Gunmad in the picture right now. Is he coming out in front? Gunmad is going to lead this race. The only issue that Gunmad's going to have now is that gap has been chunked out significantly, and Hans is on a better tyre. Hans is on a significantly better tyre right now. Boater now comes in off of his medium tyre, so it's interesting to see where he's going to come out. He was behind Hans to begin with. So Hans, in theory, he should now be sitting in net P3 of this race, depending on where he comes out against Ethan, who is starting to close the gap just a little bit here on his soft tyres. He has pit. He's very clearly got a good run of this, and he's also ahead of Yuri right now as well. It's Yuri's got to go to Charizard. Yuri's still ahead of Charizard right now. So Yuri in 7th, Gibad still got a pit. Boater and Deco have both just pit as well. Gunman has been overtaken for the lead of this race by Hans. Let's see if we can get where this happened. Oh, he just did it around the outside. Oh, that was almost disastrous, but he got it around the outside there, the second to last, and fair play to Hans. Was he Charmander before? God's sake. Charizard, you can deal with him. Let's see where Boater's going to come out then. Boater is out of the pits. But there you see just Ethan also out. Is who's going to be the first one out of these two, I think. Ethan's going to beat Boater out by a small margin, but Boater's going to have better tyres. Yeah, Boater's out in 4th. So Ethan, with a good strategy, has managed to undercut everyone and got himself into 3rd place here. And all of a sudden, Yuri, who was looking at a possibility of challenging down the championship again, gaining all the points back he lost in the sprint, has now found himself in a position where Ethan is again 2 places clear of him. And then, as I said at the end of Fuji, we'll wait and see in the second half of the season if someone's going to be able to take advantage of this championship, maybe make it one-sided, and Ethan is doing just that right now. Absolutely cruise control in the sprint in order to gain positions in terms of the championship, and now in control of the championship again here in the feature race as well, because Otto and Yuri are nowhere to be seen in comparison to Ethan. I think Yuri's only just about to turn onto the home straight. Yeah, the entire home straight behind Ethan, and 2 whole positions back as well as Charizard. It's also not that far away. Gunman, it looked like he had a little bit of an issue there. I couldn't tell whether that was his car that caused that or Hans' car. Hans has a considerable lead now. 22.6. And the ability to just fly at whatever the hell he wants for the next the next 14 minutes. Hans should have this one in the bag now. Strategy with the blunder for Gunmad in the end. Let's see if Aoife's going to have an opportunity against the RCZ as well. Against the RCZ as well. Aoife's got a good run now. Aoife's going to go to the outside here against Gunmad, but Gunmad is just going to close the door enough that Aoife can't make the move here. We better X out the corkscrew. He might be setting, he might be lining one up for the final couple of corners. He's still there and thereabouts. Gunmad trying to defend. He is going to hold on against Aoife for now, because Aoife's not going to do the same as what Han did a couple of laps prior. So Gunmad now on the inside, Aoife on the outside, and Boater directly behind the two of them. Gunman now recognises that and tries to give Boater just a little bit of slipstream, a little bit of help. Is that going to work? Boater is going to be on the inside of Aoife here. That's usually a good line to have in this corner. And it's a good enough line to put Boater onto the bottom step of the podium as it stands. That is significantly better teamwork than what we saw earlier on in Fuji from the RCZ team. Looks like they're a little bit more on the same page as they continue to go through the season together. They're still looking at the battle. Hans is cleared off in the front. Boater just went a little bit deep there. His teammate going to gain a little bit of time. Aoife's going to look to the inside of the RCZ again. But he is, again, going to have the door shut on him. Wait before he can get there to make the move. The RCZs are doing well enough together right now to make sure that they can hold on to the second and third step of the podium. Bearing in mind the championship lead in terms of the constructors are these two teams. Try and find a tactical way of giving it back, but Boa screwed it up. Boa went too far to the inside of his own teammate. Should have just waited one corner so his teammate could have had in the position in a straight line. And Aoife's just going to pick the bones of that very easily as well, may I add. Yeah, the RCZs once again just not. I was praising them for the teamwork about 30 seconds ago. Now I have to disparage the teamwork because there wasn't any. It's again just an easy position for Aoife to get because the RCZs are not on the same page. That is absolutely incredible. Now you've got Yuri closing in as well. Charizard nowhere to be seen against Yuri, has got Monty right on the back of him now. Fracas after that. I hate this time of year sometimes. Probably need antihistamine at some point. I hate fever tablets, some people they know them as. But yeah, here comes Monty. Trying to go after Charizard right now. Hasn't really been able to do it against Charizard at this point in time. And there he goes! We've been waiting for it. Monty's been doing that all season. We'll get a replay of that. A little bit too much on the inside. Gets on the sausage curb and then way too much on the outside there. And he just slided. He just slided all the way into the gravel at that point. He's going to lose a bunch of positions there, including one to his own teammate. I don't know if he's going to lose that to Jeddah. He might have enough time to recover by then. Yeah, Godmad in a bit of a problem, in a bit of a situation now. Was in first, comfortable first, switched to the medium tyres, hasn't really been able to put up the same speed as everyone else, and now everyone else is charging him down like it's going out of business. He's just on the threat by everyone. He had it between him, Ethan and Boater earlier on. The teamwork not really working out for the RCZs whatsoever. They unintentionally kind of went a bit too early, pulled the gun on the overtake. About one corner too early, could have done it down the straight line and had nobody hurt, but I'd kept Ethan behind, but they didn't choose to do that, and it kind of screwed them over at the point we're currently at. Now he's got Yuri on the back of him, who's, well, definitely sees that Ethan is a couple of places further up the road and needs the positions as soon as he can get them. That is a... You've got to know the car's there. Come on, that's a bit... That's a bit naughty. You got to know the car is there. Yuri went to the outside there and got tapped. Got squeezed by Gunmad and then had to tapped as well for good measure. I don't exactly think that was the nicest of moves there by Gunmad. Didn't wait either. But still, Yuri's trying to fight back. Further up the road, Boater and Ethan are still there and thereabouts. We'll see if anything is about to change at the front of this race. And there's a considerable amount of track in front. We've got about 7.5 minutes left of this one. Boater's still in third, bottom step of the podium right now. Yuri, what has happened here? What has happened? What has gone on up the hill here? So Gunmad and Yuri again, a little bit of contact. Oh, that's a punt. Yep, that's gonna do it. That is gonna do it. Yuri's waiting for Gunmad. There goes Charizard. And Gunmad is still trying to fix his car, and here comes Fracas. I mean, Yuri waited. I don't know if we can class that as waiting. There we go. There we go. Took him a couple of corners, finally gave the position back. It also allowed for Fracas to go to the inside, potentially have a run here as well. I don't know if that's going to turn out to be much of anything. No, it won't. Fracas will stay in 7th, Yuri in 6th, Gunmad in 5th. Gunmad and Yuri not really playing fair with each other again. A little bit of squeeze there. Going into the first corner, Fracas, the one not particularly in a good place there this time. We'll continue looking through. Still Gunmad in 5th, Yuri in 6th, Fracas in 7th. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think Gunmad has gone round. Oh, Gunmad, yeah, you've just made a hash of that. You've made a hash of that. Oh, way too much on the inside. Got himself on the sausage curb, and that is a sentence, a death sentence waiting to happen. Gunmad's going to drop all the way down, possibly behind Deco now. Yeah, he will get behind Deco. I think Jez is too far away again for another incident to try to take hold of position. Charizard up into 4th now. Yuri in 5th. Ethan has got to be loving this. He's just in 2nd. It's allegedly Stroll, his teammates, winning the race as it stands by a country mile. And he's just in cruise control of the championship through 25 laps of this race. I think as it stands, he's going to have, what, maybe a 30-point gap. One thing's for certain, with 3 races to go after this, there's going to take some doing for someone to be in with a championship, in with a fight in this championship. This is about as good as Nathan could have hoped this could have gone. Especially also by constructors. 1-2 at this point, and at a 1-3 in the sprint. The only person that challenged in both races is Boater, who's not really had a look at an overtaking opportunity past Ethan in this race. We're on lap 25, there's still 5 minutes to go, and I mean, it's going to require a mistake at this point for something good to happen for the neutral. But yeah, now we're looking through. It was just continuing second and third battle right now. Let's see if we can find anything else. Looks like we have a kind of a battle here between Fracas and Monty. This might actually be the highest I've seen of McLaren all season, 6th place, outside of the start of a feature race. Especially 25 laps in, this might be the highest I've seen it. It doesn't look like Monty's going to have much of a run against Fracas here as they head down towards turn 1. And Fracas is definitely going to have this for now. 26 laps through. About 4-ish minutes left on the clock. Yuri getting close to Charizard now as well, up in front of us. 4th and 5th in this race. Yuri needs every position he can physically get at the end of this one. Fracas and Monty still going at it up the hill as well. Let's see if Monty's going to dive to the inside here. Monty is going to dive to the inside here, and Fracas had to come to open an entire stop at the top of the corkscrew there to make sure that they didn't kill each other. That was a bit of a send there by Monty. I'm not entirely sure it was a required one. Monty's not going to complain because he's through, but he's only through because Fracas let him. I think that definitely comes under the condition of a dive bomb. Here comes Monty now against Charizard. Charizard lost out to Yuri beforehand. He loses out to Monty now. And Charizard just falling like a stone at the end of this feature race. We're on lap 27. Should be going maybe 1 or 2 more. It looks like Charizard's still trying to hold off Fracas. Well, he's actually trying to hold off Fracas now. He's just falling all the way back at the end of this feature race. He's just not got anything left to give. And after winning in Fuji, this is going to be quite disappointing, even though he's got Monty off the track in front of him. This might be able to gain one of those positions back. And Monty actually survived just a little bit longer, albeit it didn't look too great on the car there. He's all over the place. Out of that corkscrew, didn't get any of that right. Charizard's going to get by. I think Fracas might be able to as well. Never mind. Monty just using his car a little bit there, I think, to try and get himself through, to try and hold on. Oh yeah, he's comfortably just used the entirety of his car to get through there. Fracas is just going to not complain whatsoever in the slightest. He's gained 2 positions out of this. Wow. Ethan's clear of Bota now. Hand is still comfortably in the lead with 1 minute and 10 to go. Yuri's comfortably up 4th. Fracas up into 5th. Monty's gone deep again, as he's currently in 6th. Charizard in 7th. Then you've got Deco in 8th, trying to get himself involved. Jezza in 9th. Gunman in 10th, as his race has just gone from bad to worse since his pit stop. 30 in 11th. Jin in 12th. Again, Corvette's just not showing up today. ESR Gib currently in 13th. Auto just nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Steer at the back of the grid as well. It's absolute, just awful. Monty's tyres left the race. Jesus Christ, you hadn't even pay attention to that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There is no tyres left on that car. Still some on everything around him. That Porsche's got absolutely nothing left. What about Deco? Deco still has tyres left as well, so not entirely sure how Monty got to this position. He has absolutely no right-hand side tyres left, and even his left-hand side is starting to wear off a bit now as well, as we go into yellow flag territory. We're on the final lap even, so Yuri gets 4th, Fracas gets 5th. That might be the highest I've seen a McLaren all season actually finish Then you've got Monty in 6th, Charizard in 7th, Deco in 8th, Jezza in 9th, Gunman in 10th after what should have been a top 5. And you got Turkey in 11th, Jin in 12th, ESR, Steo landed, I think, 2 laps back. And then you've got ESR, yeah, Jin in 12th, ESR, Gibb in 13th, he didn't have the line out, Auto in 14th, which leaves us with the front 3. Boater is still comfortably behind Ethan, and Ethan is nowhere near his teammate, so this should be relatively easy for Hans, and he goes around the final corner, and since the pit stops, he's been unchallenged, and he's deserved the win in this one. Comfortably the fastest driver on the track, and he wins in the feature here in Laguna Seca. Ethan gets 2nd, and Boater gets 3rd, and that is the end of race number 5. Here in Tier 4, so let's have a quick run through the standings. A definite domination in the championship this time by Ethan, as it's 151 to 123, 28 points. He doubled the lead that he had last time, and they're never going to say no to that. Boater on 110, Auto 1-2, Hand on 102 as well, so the top 5 all within 50 points. Realistically, it's a 1, maybe 2 horse race from here on out. Nissan GTR also 43 points ahead of the RCZ now. That's just absolutely... that might be done and dusted as well. So this just took a very different turn from what we were thinking at the end of the halfway stage. The GTR's in complete cruise control now in this title race. But yeah, we're on week 5 in real life. We're on week 8, so I've got a couple more still to do, and I believe I should have enough time between when I eat later on and me doing F1 comms about 8 o'clock to finish and fit in Le Mans. If that is the case, I will see you guys about 6-ish for Le Mans, maybe a little bit later, in a bit.